Hey guys, it's Vi, and it's dinner time. Today we're making something super simple. It seems like everybody's excited when I have these quick 10-20 minute meals. They're thinking, gosh, it looks like you spent forever in there, but you didn't. So everybody can cook. Trust me, I have tons of these recipes that are super quick, in and out. Looks like you spent forever, but you didn't. So tonight we're having shrimp scampi over rice with a side of broccoli. If that sounds like something that you want to do, stay tuned and I'll show you how it goes. So first off, we have our rice going here. It's in our rice cooker. I have a family of 6. This is probably going to make upwards of about 2 cups of rice total. You need your skillet because we're going to be cooking shrimp.
Temperature?
Hot.
Ours is set to 350.
It's at 350. I may turn it up to 400. I'm not going to be using a lid on the skillet, so a lot of the heat escapes. You just want it up hot enough to get things cooking. I'm going to be putting these back in the freezer, but I wanted to show you what I am using. This saves a lot of prep time. These are already cooked shrimp with their tail off, so I don't have to cut anything. This is what they look like. You don't have to cut anything off, and they've already been cooked. So the cook time on these is anywhere from like 5 minutes, maybe 8 tops. They're still kind of frozen. I didn't thaw them out very well because the water that's inside of these is going to go really good making the sauce. So let me put these in the freezer real quick. You don't want to look in my freezer. Okay, so the other thing we have besides our shrimp, that's like our main portion of the meal, we have 1 whole onion chopped up in little, well actually it's pretty coarsely chopped, like that. We've got a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. We're going to be using the whole thing. So I'm actually going to unwrap this one and I'm going to put it into our skillet so we can get the butter going. We've got to get this all melted. There we go. We've got some pure black pepper, which is going to go in there, but it's just going to get sprinkled on. I don't have an exact amount of how much we're going to use. We've got lemon juice. You can use fresh lemon. It will give you a nicer flavor, but this is easier. We're probably going to use about a tablespoon of this. It kind of depends on how sour or how bland you want your flavorings. This gives a real tart flavor, so you're going to want to put a little at a time. Taste test. We're going to be adding some parsley. Fresh parsley tastes the best in this situation, but this is what I have on hand right now, so parsley flakes is what's going to happen. Then we also have some minced garlic. And with the minced garlic, we're probably going to use about a tablespoon of that as well. I'm going to get my spatula here and move this around. It's starting to get nice and warm. See, my butter's almost melted. Just a little bit longer and we'll be able to add some other stuff. The other thing we're having for dinner is broccoli. This is our vegetable for the night. I wanted to explain a couple things. This isn't the best example, but this is what the store had at the time. When you pick out broccoli, actually it's not bad, but when you pick out broccoli, you want these little tiny heads to be fairly tight. You don't want them balled up really tight, but you don't want them open. There's a few of them that are starting to open here. It's hard to see, but right here. It'll still taste okay, but the best flavor is when they're still kind of closed. So we're going to end up steaming these. So once again with our broccoli, we're going to be steaming it with the steamer basket. I'm kind of agitating it so you can see, but there is a little bit of water in the bottom. This was the steamer basket, so it's up on a riser. Your broccoli is not going to touch the water, it's just going to steam it in there. So we'll be chopping these up for that. This is ready now. All our butter has been melted, so we're going to go ahead and add some onions to this. This is 1 full onion, like I said, coarsely chopped. You can add more if you like, or less, but you're going to want it. So we're going to saute our onion. I'm going to turn it back up. I had turned it down a little bit because the butter was going too fast. So let's go ahead and get this sauteed, and Once it's sauteed, I will check back with you and we'll see what to do next. All right, well, I'm just about done chopping up our broccoli. They're in little bite-sized pieces. They're a little bit bigger than bite-size, I guess, but we're gonna cook these up. We're gonna steam them. So this is how I cut mine, just kind of break them apart little by little. We'll just put them in there. Cut off another one. I use the stems as well. These actually taste pretty good. I prefer the tops, but the bottoms are pretty good. Now, if you didn't want to steam those, they're actually good for snacking. If you dip them in ranch or some other, like hummus or something, these are actually pretty good too. So you don't ever have to waste it. I really like broccoli because you can use the whole thing. So I'm gonna just keep breaking all these up and get them ready. That one's a little big. Steamed broccoli just tastes good as a snack too. Even with nothing. When it gets down to this bit, I can just break some of these little pieces off. I'm gonna go down to the bottom of this. And this is the last of it. Just like that. Goes in our pot. I'm gonna pack it down a little bit because we have quite a bit in here.
Shove it in there.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that it's going to close right away. As this cooks down, actually, it will. As the vegetables get cooked, then the lid will actually go all the way down. So I'm not too worried. So when dinner's just about done, when we have about 5 minutes till dinner, I'm going to turn this on because it's only going to take about 5 minutes for the whole thing to steam. So when you do it, you're going to start this on high and you're going to get this steamed and cooked as fast as you can. Like I said, approximately 5 minutes it should be done. So let's go check over here because I think that my onions have sufficiently sauteed. So they're looking pretty good. You see, it's pretty runny and it seems like that's an awful lot of butter, but it isn't. Because this is kind of like the whole sauce that goes over the rice, because what you're going to do is you're going to make this mixture with your shrimp, and then this is going to be poured over rice. So you kind of want a little bit of sauce in there. Not too much, because shrimp scampi is one of those things that it's kind of a cross between good for you and bad for you. Seafood's really good for you. But of course we use a full stick of butter. But if you think about it, 1 full stick of butter for the entire family's meal, it's really not that bad. So what we're going to do now that this is all sauteed and nice, I'm going to put in some garlic. Like I said, about 1 tablespoon is all you're going to need.
You don't want to put too much, even if you really like garlic, because you want harmony.
Yes. Something I'm always telling Will, actually, what he was just saying about harmony. When it comes to cooking, I think of cooking kind of goes along with like singing, like a choir. You want everything to harmonize together. Just because you like one particular thing, don't pack that in, because you want everything to sing well together. You want it all to be in harmony. So you want good combination. You want everything even and equal. So don't go crazy on stuff necessarily. If you go crazy on one, you got to add everything else to it. So now that we have, let me get back to business here. Now that we have that in there, we've got our garlic sizzling with our onions. We're just going to let it sit there for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Garlic is very easy to burn, and so you never want to leave it in for too long before you start adding other stuff to cool it down. It does tend to burn very quickly, so you just want to leave it in there just for a little bit. Get some of that nice garlic flavor meshing with your onions is pretty much what we're going for. We're going to go ahead and we're going to also sprinkle in some pepper. I'm just going to guess.
2 cups again?
Yeah. Will says 2 cups, but it's definitely not 2 cups.
Harmony, harmony. Yes.
I'm thinking maybe a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons tops. White pepper is usually what I use. It tastes pretty good too. It's not as common, and it does have a lighter flavor. But I usually reserve, well, I said I use it usually in here, and I usually use it in seafood, not necessarily with this dish. I use it for cream sauces because it's a white pepper, so it doesn't look like black pepper. It doesn't put all the black dots in your food. Plus, it has a little bit of a more mild flavor, but we're gonna want good flavor with this.
She's big on how the food looks.
I know, I am. It has to look pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sprinkle in some of our parsley here. If it was fresh parsley, you would be adding probably a little bit more than what I'm doing now. I'm gonna say that that was about maybe, I don't know, a couple teaspoons again. It wasn't an awful lot, just enough to give it some flavor.
I'd say about a tablespoon.
I don't know.
Looked about a tablespoon.
I really don't measure all of my stuff, so I hope it's not too difficult to follow my more or less on-the-fly recipes. I don't measure a lot of my food, so it's probably good you have a video, because then you can be like, well, it kind of looks like that.
She does it so she can laugh at all y'all.
No. Okay, so now that this is good, here, look at this really quick. If you look at our garlic, it's starting to brown. It's hard to see probably because the lighting's probably not the best, but our garlic is just starting to brown and everything else is all combined. I'm going to turn on my stove onto high and get my broccoli cooking because, folks, we have about 5 minutes till dinner. That's right, dinner will be ready in about 5 minutes. I'm telling you, this dinner is probably a 10 to 15 minute dinner from start to finish. There's not a lot of stuff that is included, and it's quick, it's easy, and it tastes good. So, in go the shrimp. We're gonna put all our shrimp in here. Like I said, it's already cooked. It has the tails off already. So I really have zero prep time as far as this goes. You just dump it in and call it good. We've just got to get it heated up and get all that mixed in together. So here we go. Let's just get all this mixed up. See, once you add the shrimp and everything, you know how it looked like there was so much butter and so much sauce? It's pretty much all gone now that it's cooked for a little bit. And we have added all of our stuff. So yeah. We'll check back in again as soon as everything's done and dinner is on the table. So I'll see you in just a few minutes. Alrighty, so this is the last step before dinner actually goes on the table. I do have the steamed rice already there, so I'm going to end our tutorial, show, whatever you want to call it, here in the kitchen. This is what our shrimp scampi looks like. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice over it and just let it cook for the last minute or 30 seconds. Now, shrimp scampi can be served in a pretty dish with its sauce just like this. And you can add a bunch of other fancy things and make it a really nice special dinner. Or you can turn this into what I'm doing and make it a family dinner because we're going to serve this over rice and it's going to feed the entire family with about 25 shrimp total. So this is a wonderful meal. Like I said, if you're doing something fancy, you can make it fancy. Leave it in this current state, find a nice bowl, and add some more stuff. Next we have our broccoli, which I'm going to turn off because I almost guarantee that this is done now. Let's find out just to make sure. Yes, it is. Okay, when broccoli is done, you will know because you'll be able to stick a fork in it easily, but not too easy. It goes in real simple, but not mushy. See, they're not even dark green here. They're not overcooked. They're not undercooked. This is what they should look like when they are finished. We're going to drain this. I'll put it in a bowl, and you can either add, I know a lot of people do like butter and lemon juice over it. Our family likes to put a dollop of mayonnaise on it, but you can dress it with anything or leave it in its current state. So that, my friends, family, everyone who's watching, that's what's for dinner. 10-minute meal. You could cut down your time if you had minute rice and if you had gotten, like I did, the shrimp that has already been cooked and has the tail off. Fancy meal or family meal. It's great. So that's what's for dinner. And I would like comments down below if there are any foods you want to see prepared or if there are any food questions that I could possibly try to answer. Leave me a like if you liked the video and subscribe if you want to see more. So until next time, folks, take care. Bye.